Hi all, happy Thursday. It is Gabi here, and I am a master NLP practitioner, an EFT coach, and a law of assumption coach here at Create Your Future. And I am here as we dive into the law of assumption in order to figure out how to make it work best for you. Okay, this week's video. I had a subscriber comment on one of my videos previously around how do you know when efforting is too much, or when you are doing too much efforting, or what amount of efforting is just right. And so we're actually going to start today's video off with a quote from Neville. Neville says, "There is nothing to do. You don't need to make it happen. If you put your attention on your desire, you will move into the version of you who has your desire." So basically what Neville says, and his exact words are, attention minus effort is an assumption that brings the invisible to sight. So basically what he is saying is that you put your attention on your desire, or the version of you who already has your desire, and that is what manifests. Okay, I know you have questions, so let's dig in. I have tons of notes, okay? All right. So first, let's talk about this. There's nothing to do. So basically what Neville is saying is there is no reason for you to try to rearrange, manipulate, force, push, pay attention even to 3D circumstances, because the 3D world has already manifested. It is a shadow of the world that you are actually creating. And also, here's the really great part about that. The version of you, the human version of you who is experiencing your 3D right now, who's experiencing the circumstances you don't prefer, who's experiencing the conditions that you feel are holding you back and not bringing you your manifestation, that 3D human version of you has also already manifested. It's a shadow. It's a shadow. It's a version of you who is already manifested. You have already created that version of you. And so you don't need to worry about that version. You don't need to worry about what you right now, your human self right now, is feeling, seeing, touching, tasting, hearing, smelling, because that is all 3D and all 3D senses. Okay. So you're probably sitting here going, okay, Gabi, great idea, great notion. Thanks for breaking that down. But how do we get from what we're seeing in our 3D to our manifested desire? Okay. Stay with me. Are you ready for this? Here you go. Move into the version of you who already has it. How do you do that? Literally, moment to moment, you can use any technique or tool that you desire, whether it's affirmations, SATs, mental diet, visualization, scripting, whatever you use, as long as you are recognizing that you have to consistently return to the version of you with the imaginal act. Now, if you've coached with me before, and also if you watch these videos, you know that I have kind of more like a formula, not necessarily a technique, where you ask yourself in this moment right now, what am I accepting as true? Who am I believing myself to be? Me. Am I believing that me is the version of me who has my desire, aka the version of Gabi who already has what she wants? Or am I believing and accepting that I don't? More often than not, we're accepting that we don't have our desire. That's why we don't see it. It's our persistence in the belief that we don't have it, which is why it isn't here yet, right? Even Neville says that. Okay. So how do we get to the point of persisting that we have it? Well, we consistently return to, what would I be thinking if I had it now? And that can look like a number of different things. You can actually sit there and visualize what it would be like if you had your desire. You can do inner conversations with people around you, loved ones, people supporting you, congratulating you, your SP. If you had your desire, you could do a mental diet. You could do affirmations that put you into the state of you having your desire. So those that are in present tense, you can do SATs that put you into the version of having your desire. Or you can simply ask yourself consciously, what would I be thinking? And then answer that and feed your brain that story. Feed your brain the new story of what you would be thinking. Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. I would be thinking about how wonderful it is to have this desire. I would be thinking about how amazing I'm feeling right now. I would be thinking about how fantastic that date was. I would be thinking about, oh my gosh, I am so relieved to be done unpacking after moving in with my SP. Think about those things. Think about what you would be thinking if you already had your desire. And as you start to think those things, more like thoughts will come. Just like when you go into an imaginal scene and you are totally in a meditative state, more like images will come. Just like when you script and you start scripting out a sentence and then you just start scripting more and more and more like sentences will come. Like attracts like builds on like. That is your momentum. Okay. So that is how you move from the version of you who doesn't have it to the version of you who has it. Okay. Now let's dig in a little bit more. I want to go in a little bit more to what Neville says about the 3D. And the reason why I want to really bring this up is because the subscriber who left that comment about, really a question about how much efforting is too much, this is going to help answer that specifically, okay? But I needed to get you guys to understand basically what Neville is saying around how do you end up with your desire, okay? And the reason being is because Neville goes on to say, to imagine a wish fulfilled, it cannot be done by trying to force, will, or manipulate. So his exact words are, anything and everything you do unaccompanied by imaginal change or getting in touch with a version of you who already has your desire, is futile readjustment to the surfaces. So in layman's terms, basically what Neville is saying is that to imagine your wish fulfilled, so to go into the imaginal act or to move yourself into the state or the version of you who already has your desire, that it cannot be done by trying to force, will, or manipulate the 3D. And why? Because it's already been manifested, right? The 3D is already manifested. It is a shadow. It is literally the past. And so you need to step into your God self, right? That's how you do this. So remember, you're living a duality experience. The version of you who is experiencing the 3D, who's having the human experience and the human emotion, you are living that as a human version of you. So you have to move into your God self, the version of you who is not subject to the 3D, the version of you who remind yourself of how powerful you are and that you can have, be, or do anything. You can create whatever it is because your thoughts, your internal thoughts are what pushes out. The world is a mirror. Neville says this over and over and over again. The world is a mirror of you. Everyone is you pushed out. And basically, you are creating here a filter of what it is you think you are, who it is you think you are, how you think you show up for other people. You're also creating a filter for how you think people show up for you. And through that filter is what actually manifests, right? Because those are assumptions that you believe to be true. So you have to change the assumptions. And changing the assumption process doesn't take a lot of effort. It really doesn't. And I will tell you, to the subscriber who left this question, it's a great question. If you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling like it's too much work, if you're getting frustrated, if you're feel like you're banging your head against the wall, then you are efforting too much and you are coming from lack. Meaning, you are coming from the version of you who does not have your desire. And so what will happen will be what manifests in the 3D is more of the version of you who doesn't have your desire, because you are putting your attention or your awareness on not having your desire. So again, recap. You have to move into the version of you who has your desire. How do you do that? Use a technique. Any technique that feels more natural to you. For me, what feels natural to me is just asking myself, who am I being right now? Am I being the version of me who has it, or am I not? Most oftentimes I'm not. And then I ask myself, well, what would I be thinking? What would I be hearing? What would I be doing? What would I be seeing if I had my desire? And then I tell myself, oh yeah, that's right. And then my new story just starts to unfold. Very similarly to scripting. It just unfolds in my head and I begin to accept that as true. Okay, so use any technique that you desire, any technique that's more natural to you. to move yourself into the state of the wish fulfilled or the version of you who already has your desire. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to mention is Neville really focuses on the imaginal act, because for Neville, for him, he was a dancer, so he was already used to being able to visually see inside of his head how his body would move and what the sensations would be with certain movements, right? For him, that was a very natural secondary effort. So for him, moving into imaginal scenes and imaginal acts was just a matter of then entering a little bit more of a meditative state. So for you, if imaginal scenes work for you, if imaginal acts feel natural to you, if they feel comfortable for you, do that. If manifesting using robotic affirming feels comfortable for you, do that. If writing, scripting is comfortable for you, then do that. If affirming and mental diet is comfortable for you, then do that. You are the God of your reality. There are no rules except for the ones that you create, and you decide, oh, this is how it has to be. Okay? A prime example of this is test your manifesting ability. Okay. You can manifest within whatever rules you set. So if you decide, well, every time I see a purple butterfly, that means so-and-so is going to text me. Guess what? That's a rule you just made up. And if it happens, which it will, because you're a conscious creator, that is now a rule in your reality. Okay. So start making rules that make sense for you and support your desire. They don't have to make sense for everyone else. They don't have to make sense with society. And that is the beauty of separating yourself from your God self and your human self. Your God self gets to decide. You get to decide. You get to create. You get to generate your own reality. Excuse me. And your human self gets to experience it. So stop giving your human self the power. Stop giving the 3D the power. Stop giving the human side of you who experiences the sensations of the 3D the power, okay? And give it back to your God self. Give it back to here. That is what is going to manifest your desires. And as far as efforting goes, if it feels like it's too hard, then it is, right? If it feels like it's too hard, that's because you're making it hard. So make yourself a different rule. Make yourself a different rule. Also, always remember, have fun with this. Have fun. The lighter that you are with your manifestations, the less likely it is that you are going to try to will it or force it into your 3D. And when you are light with it and you're not forcing it, it comes like that. So that's what you need to do. Okay? I hope this answers your question. If it does, yay. For all of those subscribers who are watching, please comment down below. I intend you have an aha or a light bulb moment, so give me an aha or a light bulb in the comment section below. Also, if you have video ideas, please go ahead and book those in the comment section below. Currently, I do have $50 off of my courses with new courses releasing this month and July. You can go ahead and check that out in the description box below as well. And we are also offering still that free course on how to identify and get rid of your blocks in the description box below. If this resonated with you, and if you need some help, some individualized support and attention, a cheerleader to support you, or big sister to kind of give you that little nudge, go ahead and book a one-on-one session with me. I'm so excited to be here. I love working with you all. I love seeing my clients' lives change right before their eyes, especially when they really thought it wouldn't. So go ahead and book that below in the description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye.